All right. So I'm not really that great at dating. I think I dated two people. One was really long. His name is Lance. You know him. It turns out that he's dated a lot, and he's told me all of these stories. Apparently, before he dated me, he was really, really good at dating. He'd bring them out on like these awesome dates. He'd have like a lot of money he just suddenly got from a job that he worked like 3 days at, or he would make like a jewelry box or something for them. And actually, the first time I met him, we went on like a 3-hour walk where he was telling me about this date he was giving for this girl. And so, like, the entire time, he's just, like, going on and on of, like, I think I'll bring her out for a picnic, and we're gonna have, like, some type of warm drink, and it's gonna be all romantic. So when he started dating me, like, none of that happened. Like, the closest thing I got to, like, a first date was basically going to meet his parents for the first time. So he lives in Alexandria, so that's about 2 miles away, and this was in freshman year of college. And fun fact, he didn't know how to drive until sophomore year of college. I taught him. So I was driving. The bad news is that I had a really, really, really teeny tiny eBay Saturn. So it got stuck a lot in ditches, especially when it was snowing. So we went down to see his family in the winter. And the car was going pretty well. And we realized suddenly about 2 blocks away from his house that any conversations we had at his house would be overheard by pretty much his parents, because he lived in like a 100-year-old farmhouse that didn't really have that many rooms. So we're like, oh, well, so we could have a functional conversation. Maybe we should like stop off a couple blocks away just so that, you know, you can warn me about your family and I don't say anything awkward and everything just goes fine. He's like, oh, okay. So I pull off into this like park type of thing. Anyway, it wasn't plowed. So after about like a half hour of talking to him about like his family and everything else, and then we got sidetracked, so it probably was like more of an hour, I start up the car to get out. And we don't go anywhere because I'm in a tiny eBay Saturn that has like this much off the ground, and all of that is snow. The only thing I had in my car was a cup. So I get out of the car and I'm trying to like scoop my car out with this cup that I have. For some reason, Lance finds a pot in my back seat, so he has that. And we're like trying to get this car out, and that takes like another hour. So finally we get out and we go to his house, and before I can even say hi to his mother, Lance's brother, who lives next door, comes into the house, and he is pissed. And I didn't even know he had a brother. So I'm really surprised. I don't know who this guy is. And he is like, who is Jacinta? And I'm just like, me? How do you know me? I don't know you. Who are you? And he's like, I have had some woman call me for the past 2 hours asking for Jacinta. And I was like, is that my mom? It was my mom. One thing about my mom, she likes notifications as to what I'm doing all of the time. And I had called her before I left saying, I'm going over to Alexandria. And I hadn't called her since I left. And I had spent 2 hours bailing out a car with a cup. So it's been a little while. And I get on the phone with her, and she starts like asking, where have you been? Are you okay? Were you kidnapped? And I'm like, I'm fine. How the heck did you get the number to Lance's brother? I didn't know he had a brother. Well, I went on Facebook and I found his name, and then I Googled it and I found the obituary of his grandmother, who had died 2 years previous. She went through the list, found someone who she could put through the phone book for Alexandria, came up with his brother, who doesn't have the same last name, by the way. I'm just impressed at this point. She finds him, calls him. Apparently he knows who I am, or he just doesn't tell her to stop calling, or he did and she just kept calling. So finally she ends up talking to me, and I'm just amazed and kind of creeped out. and I apologize to his brother, and for the first time I get to turn around and be like, "Hi, Lance's mom." Hi. But the good news is that my relationship with Lance's mom is really awesome because she already knows that I have a crazy mother. So everything worked out just fine.